Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, I heard it. Yeah. Talking cash money too. Yeah. Got all his little minions and whatnot, doing the work for him, talking all kind of crap about Micah and his deal and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we picked up a couple guys. He said what? I know you lying. Boy, oh boy. Man. Pardon the interruption. But boy, that doggone Stephen Jones boy, he don't ever fail to disappoint, man. He don't ever fail to disappoint. But hey, nonetheless, hope everybody's been doing good. I've been having a few personal things I've been having to take care of behind the scenes, but I have been making my guest appearances with the DC Universe, and we have been talking some halified draft content. In case you missed it, the video is on my channel. You'll find it on Boss Cowboys channel, Lose Takes, Henny the Moore, Landlord from Alabama, Big Time Show, and plenty of others. So I've been keeping my ear to the streets, and I've been observing the movement, or lack thereof, that has occurred at the Star at Frisco. I get it. Brought Fowler back, got Javante, got Solomon. You brought some cats in, okay? Our roster does not look the way it did when we ended the season. Unfortunately, some individuals have parted ways, but y'all know, like I know, that's a part of the game. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into all of these acquisitions and take a look at each individual room so that we can kind of check inventory, if you will, because they've done a little something, but I think you and I will agree they can absolutely do more. So right now, just tell me, go ahead, drop it right now in the comments. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like Jerry and Steven have done enough? They haven't done quite enough? Or you feel like with the cats that they brought in, they have actually overachieved to an extent? So do you feel that they have shot beyond our expectations? Do you think they've met our expectations? Or do you think they need improvement based off of the fan base's expectations? Y'all go ahead and let me know. But again, let's get back to it. So, right here, this is your current offensive line room. Of course, you got Tyler Guyton coming back after his first year. You got Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, and then you got Terrence Steele. Backing those individuals up, currently slated. You've got Awesome Richards, you got Bobby Jones, Dakota Shepley, TJ Bass, Matt Willetsko, You got your boy Anderson and Bostic down there at the bottom, your two new additions. I don't know how those guys are going to work out. I will be honest. I have not watched any film on them. I have definitely been saving my time for draft film analysis. So I'll get to those two individuals at some point in time. Remember, it's a long off season. So that's your offensive line, and you look at it, right? Left or right. It's obvious. Tyler Guyton had some rookie struggles, right? He had some rookie struggles. He showed some potential at points, but if the Dallas Cowboys are thinking about potentially making him their long-term left tackle or their up-and-coming Tyron Smith, that young brother has got some work to do. As Vach would say, he needs to eat a little bit more peanut butter. You know, go ahead and sign up with a couple of sessions with Duke, you know. Moving on, looking at Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith has done what we've asked him to do. Personally, in regards to Tyler Smith, I think the Jones family, to get ahead of things and to make things more digestible moving forward in your upcoming years, I think you should go ahead and sign Tyler Smith now. Sign him early. Sign him cheaper than what he will be in another year or two. Go ahead. What you waiting on? The brother has showed you that he is worth being here. And in just 3 years, you have seen him play 2 separate positions on that left side, and he did pretty decent at both, I might add. And then you move to the lover of football, Cooper Beebe. And if y'all tuned in last night, Lou's Takes gave a very awesome take on the love and the passion that fueled and drive Cooper Beebe to push past his rookie bumps in the road, okay? And then you got Brock Hoffman, Mr. I Can, I Will. At one point, they would consider him at center. I can, I will. And then they turned their attention towards guard later on in the season as we had to deal with some injuries on that offensive line. Obviously, unfortunately, we are dealing with the loss of Zach Martin. God bless him in his retirement. Appreciate all that he did while he was here with the organization. And then your fifth individual on that line, Terrence Steele. Now, he had to get over some rookie hurdles himself, and he started to make a name for himself, so much so that he parlayed it into a second contract with the Cowboys. Now, we still have him, I think, for another 2-3 years, if I'm not mistaken. But he did obviously suffer a major lower extremity injury. And it has hampered his development. It's definitely hampered his level of play, the way that he's accustomed to finishing, the way he's been susceptible to bull rushes on the inside, speed rushes, period. You know, obviously you can tell at points he still was not complete full strength with that leg, or he's not trusting that leg, one or the other. But we got to get that brother literally back on his feet and back to the level of competition that we had him at. Now, what appears to be everybody's favorite room of conversation this offseason, your wide receivers. Now, currently constructed. Well, first off, I called the group CD and them because that's honestly how I feel. You have a highly talented individual and, to me, a group of Jags. Now, in this group, you have some individuals who have some talents. But as far as just solid, well-rounded, all-around wide receivers, look, nobody's breaking down the door to become a starter, okay? Let's just keep it funky. And then the guy that you used the 4th-round pick on, we didn't see enough of him to know how tall he damn is. Like, to get a good feel for him, like, what did he have? 3-4 receptions maybe this year? So we made a high investment on the individual that we don't know a lot about except we liked him when he came out, right? And then you look at the landscape of the league and you look at other wide receiver rooms, and a lot of those teams you see a dynamic duo of some sort, a Batman and a Robin. Can we please get Brother Lamb his Robin, please? Because the position has been open for quite some time and no one has filled it. I am sick and tired of us going into games and teams just saying, damn it, you gonna have to beat us with somebody not named Lamb. And what's our response? It ain't cool. So yes, I would definitely love to see some improvement in that room. Now that can happen a matter of ways. I'll take it in free agency. I'll take it in the draft. I just need it to be upgraded. Tight end. It can be a great group, but it ain't a great group. You got Jake Ferguson, who a year ago seemed like the emerging clear-cut favorite in that room. But then you also, toward the end of the season, saw Luke Schoonmaker make some strides. And because of the injury to John Stephen Jr., you saw Princeton Fant as well as Brevin Spanford get some playing time. And both of those individuals showed promise. Now, we have a completely different regime now. Now, obviously, Lunda Wells is still here. So the job is probably Jake's to lose at this point. But if I'm Schoonmaker or I'm Brevin Spanford or I'm Princeton Fant, like, I'm pushing. I'm pushing because I don't believe Jake has done enough to absolutely solidify it. I don't believe he's untouchable. He can be touched. So if I'm any one of those four guys, I am busting my ass this offseason to make strides, to improve, to make some noise and turn some heads, to find my way on the field. Or if nothing else, an increased role. Hey, maybe I can lock down the number 2 spot in our 12 format, you know? But that room itself, you know, no one individual has just outright grabbed anything. And honestly, it leaves that room open for further addition via the draft or free agency. Now, another hot topic, running back. One of my favorites. So, you lost Rico Dowdle. You didn't use Dalvin Cook. You kicked Ezekiel Elliott out the back door before the season ended. And you were left with Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, Hunter Luepke. That was your room. Now, since then, the Cowboys have brought in former great Miles Sanders. I don't know if I even want to say former great. NFL vet Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. Now, I know what Miles was, but respectfully, I believe that's what he was. I don't believe he's still him. Javonte in a new system, a new scheme, new line. We might be able to parlay that into something. But this group doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't impress me at all. You would like to think that the coaching staff they brought in, that these guys would be able to improve the running game even without necessarily improving the talent in that room. But I don't believe you have enough talent in here to make that much of a difference, truth be told. And I believe this definitely needs to be a target in this year's draft. And then that leads us to the smallest room on the team. A two-man show. Dak Prescott and Will Grier. I need to see another two quarterbacks come in here before OTAs. Preferably one through the draft, preferably another through free agency. I felt like the Cowboys dropped the ball on the Jameis Winston situation. To me, he would have been a solid backup to Dak Prescott, or maybe him and Will competed out. However, you brought Trey Lance in here. You used draft capital for him, and he started a total of 1 game. Because I ain't even counting the preseason. He played more preseason snaps than he ever saw the field. A complete, utter waste of draft capital. But I digress. I will add this. I have seen the videos of Dak Prescott and crew. He does look in much better shape. He cut up. He done slimmed down. You know what I'm saying? Definitely no dad bod on him. And further congratulations to him and his fatherhood. D-line. I don't know. Is it good? Is it fine? It's a D-line. Now, on this D-line, you have arguably one of the more premier pass rushers in the league in Micah Parsons. He's a gem. We've heard Eberflus is highly focused on the 3-tech position. And surprisingly, they were able to bring and sway Oso Digizua back. And honestly, looking at the deal, I believe the team got a steal. Good for them. Brother Mozzie. He's going into year 3. You would expect to see a jump. But truth be told, in my opinion, he's only going into year 2. Because I feel like they basically stunted his growth year 1, trying to change him up, make him become somebody he wasn't, and then tried to revert back after a coaching change back to a style that was more conducive for him to be productive. Now, you used the premium pick on this brother to be able to assist you, especially primarily in run support, and it's been spotty. I have seen improvement though, but we definitely need some more support, because looking at the other brothers who are behind him, I'm not confident in that 1-tech. And then we snatch Fowler back from Washington. Kudos to Dallas and company. You got Sam Williams recovering from injury. You got Marshawn Nealon looking to take that sophomore jump. And then you got some other brothers. It is what it is. But I would definitely love to see Dallas invest in that room as well coming up later on next month. My favorite linebacker. Now, This group is completely flipped from where it was just a few short years ago. However, the injury bug and the free agency bug has just taken chunks out of this group continuously. Overshown will not, more than likely, will not be available at the beginning of the season. You bring in Murray, you bring in Sanborn, you still got Leofau. Clark is barely holding on. And then you got some dude named Buddy. and company. Murray could potentially hold down your Mike spot. He might be a formidable Kendrick's replacement, if you will. Even a green dot guy. Leofau definitely showed some major flash last year. I was impressed with his development. He'll be good to be paired with Murray. I think that barring how this draft goes, that could potentially be your starting tandem week 1. But I would definitely like to see them bring another linebacker in here because I'm cool on Damone. Bostic was all right at times. Harris was all right at times. We'll see. Another group that the injury bug has taken a chunk out of is your cornerbacks. You got Trevon Diggs rehabbing currently. We were able to bring Israel Mukuamu back. You got Elam. You got Keemon Hall. And then you have the human child restraint, Kalen Carson, who needs some serious improvement. I am looking for a major year 2 jump from him because, boy, it ain't too many places you can go but up from where he was. I don't know why Booth remains on the team, but there he is. And then you got Troy Pride, and then you got Butler, Josh Butler. You got Bland and 2 question marks. Who's going to be your nickel? Who's going to be your boundary? Who you got? I don't know if I'm comfortable with any other of those brothers that are up underneath that first row. Butler was cool. Pride was cool. Keemon Hall was cool. Serviceable. But I don't know if I saw enough to be comfortable to call them my starters. So I'm definitely within the first 3 rounds, I'm looking for Dallas to target one of these cornerbacks in this draft. And that takes us to our last position group, the group that pretty much had no change made, but that's your safeties. And you got Malik Hooker, you still got Donovan Wilson, you re-signed Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell. Now, with that room, I would love to see Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell actually get a real opportunity to fight for the starting position because I believe they have enough talent for the starting position. I'm just keeping it all the way funky. All the way funky. And to me, in my opinion, Dono was slipping. He was slipping. Malik was too. Malik, I just don't think has the speedy range like he may have at one point in time. In a lot of instances, he can be a handicap of sorts. Nonetheless, man, as much as we have done in free agency, or for what we have done in free agency, I'm not satisfied. I'm just being honest. I am not satisfied. I am not going to be complacent. You will continue to hear me bang and press for more support. Your players have been calling for it. I'm honestly ready to hear some coaches start calling for it. And you, the supporters, the fans, we got a call for it. Look, we got them on the ropes right now, y'all, because they know we still have an awful, nasty taste in our mouth for not only how last season went, but how the season prior to concluded. And then the fact that we had to sit there and watch both Philadelphia and Washington duke it out for a chance to go to the Super Bowl while we sat by a front row. I can't get down with that, y'all. So that is why right now we have to continue. If you get nothing else from this video, you have to remember that as fans, we need to continue to hashtag apply pressure. We gotta continue to apply pressure to our ownership and our management staff. Because when you look at the rest of the landscape, you see teams loading that clip. Meanwhile, we tucking our pocket knife in our inside of our jeans. And y'all know, like I know, it's never a good idea to bring a knife to a gunfight. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, y'all be blessed.
In 30 fucking years.